We're talking about walking. We did like a lesson on Alexander walking, mainly. Maybe, maybe I'll just teach walking meditation, like the Buddhist. We sit, and then we walk. I'll teach you how I teach walking meditation. I don't know. So we put our hands like that. You can either put it right above your navel or right below your navel, or a little more in the center or whatever. Suzuki Roshi describes this practice, or this posture anyway, in his book Zen Mind, Beginner's Mind. He says it's like your body's a big column. You're holding up the universe with your big body column. And he says it's like you have an egg here, and you hold up. You don't break your egg. A little bit of I don't know. It's probably touching. We've been talking about hands. I don't know. This is a nice mudra to work with your hands. And then you got your whole arm. We've been talking about arm stuff, opening up our arm. So it's really nice for that. This posture for walking meditation. So in meditation, our gaze is down. In walking meditation, our gaze is down more or less. Could change. Generally speaking, you start out. Meditation, you start out with our gaze down, and later on it might go up a little bit. Then it might go back down. But generally speaking, maybe it's just down, It's kind of advanced to walking to go up, but kind of advanced in meditation to go up, but so it's down, let's say. Sitting meditation, the object of the meditation is the breath. So we're tending to the breath. In walking meditation, the object of the meditation is really the movement of the legs, the feet, touching the ground. That's the object of the meditation. We still got the environment. We still got this beautiful environment that's a big factor, but we place the mind on the object, and then the environment has its influence on all that. And thinking is a big part of all that, but we just come back to the movement of the breath when we go off, movement of the legs when we go off breathing. In meditation, we come back to the movement of the breath. It's the same, just a different focus for the meditation. We Tibetans don't have walking meditation per se that we know anything about. I don't know. They don't have it. I'm sure they take breaks, they take breaks. They don't have it. The Zen people that want to have the walking meditation, so we took this practice from the Zen people. They alternate sitting and walking, sitting and walking. It keeps the body a little fresher. It keeps the meditation fresher. Do it longer if you break it up that way. But it stands on its own. The walking meditation will stand on its own. So Trungpa Rinpoche says, if you notice carefully, you'll find that your feet naturally have a sequence of heel, sole, toe. It's very interesting to notice that. Usually we wouldn't notice anything like that. We could live 100 years and somebody tell us that, we go, really? But it happens every time. And in walking meditation, it's a nice attention to that. Then you tell somebody that, and then next thing they know, they try to slow it down. You do not try to slow it down. That's a mistake. That's an error. Because you don't, but anyway. don't make that mistake of trying to slow it down. Just pay attention to it. Usually we walk pretty fast. Not because that's the way the Zen people do it, but because Westerners have a hard time slowing down. I'll teach you the way the Zen people do it, which has been many times tried to be introduced in Shambhala, and the students could never handle it. The students immediately go insane. Can't handle it. It's called Kinhin. Sort of tied in with the breath a little bit, even though it focuses on the breath. You take 1/2 step. Here's my foot. 1/2 the length. I mean, really, it's the length of a foot, but I'm halving my other foot. Every time my toe is halving my other foot, and I only step on the out breath. Let's just call it the beginning of the out breath. I step, but it's only 6 or 7 inches. I don't step again until the next out breath, 6 or 7 inches. It's called Kinhin. That's the true walking meditation that comes to us from Zen, although our group couldn't handle it. Trungpa Rinpoche tried to introduce it. Sakyong tried to introduce it. They all went wild, so we ain't doing it. That's the real walking meditation. That is very slow, very powerful. I think it's hard to slow down. We're used to a certain kind of walking meditation in our Sangha, and it don't compute, But whatever, you can use the regular one. Or you can try some Kinhin, man. It will change your life. Slow you down, Buster. And not only that, but it's the leader of the group is the one leading it, and it's his breath. Your breath may take half as long as his breath. His breath may take a long time. You may be thinking. That's how, everybody gets slowed down and gets into his breath rhythm, which is might be different than yours, which is interesting because you can never quite sync. But then if you ever got a slow breathing as him, you would possibly sync, I always say bend the knees, and I'm starting to think it's not bad advice, but it's not perfect. Perfect is you're not really bending your knee, but you're just, I don't know. It's a good place to start, and just always bend your knees. Just always bend your knees. Sink. You can think sink in the waist. Just always bend the knees and sink in the waist. Sink down, down, down. And then you'll find the right spot, and then you'll come back up, and you'll say, I'm not sinking in the knees, and I'm perfect. And you'll be correctamundo. But you actually will probably be sinking the knees. It's not noticeable, hardly. Except that you no longer lock those legs. Everybody locks their legs. It's just bad, man. Bad, bad, bad. So if you'll sink in your knees and defeat the tendency to lock your legs, and then you'll find the perfect spot. As long as you lock your legs at any point, let's just sink and get over that somehow. Find the right structure. But it's not necessarily about how much you bend your knees, but your knees are still bent. You learn that. You got that. I gotta regroup, think if there's anything else to say.